Hello, everybody.
Hello, faithful constituents
Mm-hmm.
of the Empire. Your emperors are here. We have reconvened for a special gathering.
After many moons.
Is moons how you measure time in Star Wars? Maybe for Ewoks.
Parsecs? That's
Many parsecs.
Earth at length. No, I think it's time, but it's...
Blake will correct us if we're wrong. So,
yeah,
we welcome it. But we also welcome you. We just happen to be in the same place at the same time. I'm up here in Tempe hanging out, and so we thought we'd take a little peek at the draft results with you, and just kind of ad-lib our thoughts on your random picks or no picks in the case of one individual.
Yeah, at least one
that we know of. So let's take a look, Kyle. Let's see what happened.
Did I press record? Yes, we did. Okay, good.
Would you press share screen?
Okay. All right, we are sharing the screen. So we have our draft board up. So let's start with the 1.01, which was Mr. Wally. 1, 3, 2, 4.
All right, Kyle, so what are your initial reactions? You're looking at this.
So Wally really went with like the you got 4 studs, you know?
Yeah.
You got the top 2 quarterbacks, at least the first 2 quarterbacks taken. You got a really big running back in ETN, Jamar Chase. I think Wally's going to really try and compete this year.
Yeah.
And I mean, really, how fast do those quarterbacks really take off and start is going to really determine how well the season turns out.
I think this is pretty much the ideal draft.
Mm-hmm.
This is exactly what I would want if I were Wally. So hats off to you, man. Great drafting. I know you tanked a whole year in order to get this, and I think these guys are worth it. So that's my take on it. Yeah. I like the players you got, so don't trade them unless you're trading them to me.
Okay, so next we'll go to 1.03, which is Najee Harris taken by Weisman. Weisman traded Kelsey and Deontay Johnson for this pick and 2 seconds next year, I think.
Wow.
I could be wrong, but, you know.
Was it Kittle? Kittle or?
Yeah, Kittle. I'm the one with Kelsey.
He paid a lot. He paid up to get this pick.
But he got his running back.
He got the top running back in the class, and it seems like there's actually a pretty big drop off. I mean, depending on who you talk to, between Najee and ETN.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a pretty safe pick, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. At 1.11, he got Waddle. I feel like that was a pretty good value there. It was kind of a larger grouping of wide receivers, and he took Waddle there.
I like Waddle there. And then he did the double tap of the 2 quarterbacks there, the 6th and 7th quarterback off the board.
Davis Mills and
it's earlier than the other leagues that we're in, but I like both those guys, and I think it's worth a shot to take guys there, especially in Superflex. So
yeah.
And then this is the pick I regret, is I picked Elijah Mitchell when Ramondre Stevenson was still on the board, and Weisman scooped him up so fast.
Yeah.
And I regret that. So I'm putting my cards on the table there.
I would have taken we all have regrets, so. You know.
And then some guy who spells Jared wrong was his last pick. So let's take a look. 104. That was me. That was you.
Yeah. So I took Kyle Pitts there.
Javonte at 9.
I got Mac Jones.
You got the dad bod at 10.
Yep. Yeah.
So, and you got your boy. You love Elijah Moore.
Yeah, I got Elijah Moore.
At 205.
Anthony Schwartz.
Salute your Schwartz.
Yeah, I like these guys. So
you got a man named Schwartz and a man named Tutu in the same draft. So I think that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's what I was going for, you know.
Pitts is incredible.
Yeah, I'm really excited to have him in a league where he scores 1.5 for every catch he has.
There's an argument to be made that he could have been the 101 in a tight end premium league. So
yeah, he could have been
wrong there.
Maybe he's the wide receiver one. We'll see how Atlanta uses him.
We will see. I hope not, since I have Ridley, but we will see.
All right.
Let's
So
take a look at.
we're gonna go
Griff.
to Jeff, who took. Yeah. So there we go. So Jeff took Justin Fields with that 6th pick.
And he went Eagles homer on 12.
Yeah, he took Bateman and Smith, and then he got Kadarius Toney at 2.09. I feel like that's a really good value.
Cash. I like the cash of wide receivers he took in a row there with Smith, Bateman, Marshall, Toney. That's good value for those guys.
Yeah. So he got 3 first-round wide receivers for the NFL draft. So that's something. These teams believe in these guys and that they're gonna try and feature them as much. They have a plan for them. And I think Terrence Marshall, he's back with his offensive coordinator from LSU. So Joe Brady. So I like that pick too. I think he's got some good
potential there. I like what he did with his draft here. Gainwell's an interesting pick too. I like that one, even though I know you are a Miles Sanders owner. I think Gainwell's a good bet. I mean, low risk, high reward.
For sure.
All right, let's check out
Blake. So Blake got his quarterback at 1.08. He stayed there.
And he paid up big time to get his guy Rondale.
Yeah, he gave up a first and upgrade in the 4th to get Rondale at 2.02. So.
But you know what? Matt Waldman absolutely loves Rondale Moore.
Matt Waldman loves him.
So
you hear that, Blake?
Take solace in that if you have any doubt about that pick, which I'm sure you don't as a Cardinals fan. You love that pick.
Yeah, Blake, after he texted me, he's hoping that the Cardinals use him like the Chiefs use Tyreek Hill. So if he does anything near that is
if he's
even
steal. 40% Tyreek Hill.
I mean, that is a steal for 1 first. So
and he's got, some Chuba Hubbard who dropped quite a bit in the draft. And then something called Shi Smith.
Yeah.
Pretty late in the game there. So.
Yeah. And you know what? Look at Chuba's not a bad value there. I mean, we saw what happened last year when CMC went down.
Sadly.
Mike Davis took over and he took the league by storm. Now he's
the RB1 in Atlanta. So.
Yeah. So Blake has him. Now he's just kind of going for these backups in Carolina.
Are you trying to hurt me right now? All right, next. Who's next?
Next is you. So,
wow, really?
Yeah. So the next is you taking Trey Sermon at 2.03.
And I'll put my cards out on the table. I was over the moon to spend 2 seconds to get him. I paid a future second and 208, which turned out to be Freiermuth. And I cannot tell you how happy I am to pay Freiermuth and a future second to get my
Aaron,
guy.
he would have given you 2 first, I bet.
I would not have paid that much, but I might.
You don't have that much.
Actually, I don't even have one. I paid it. I gave it to Wally already. Whoops.
But if you did.
All right. And then I backed him up
with Elijah Mitchell.
And got a bunch of dart throws.
Yeah.
And the best pick in the whole draft.
Mr. McKitty.
Darth
McKitty.
You have to admit, it's just the best. It's the best NFL name.
Some have said that.
Although there was a guy a couple years ago named Lil Jordan, which is pretty awesome.
Lil Jordan.
All right, where are we at?
We're at Pretzelman. The Pretzel Man.
Lots of second rounders.
This guy owned the 2nd and 3rd round. Amaz St. Brown, Michael Carter, Pat Freiermuth, Dwayne Eskridge, James Palmer.
I think it's Josh, isn't it?
Josh Palmer. Who's James Palmer?
I don't know.
Carson Palmer.
Dimey Brown.
Did you get Carson Palmer? He's working out with the wide receivers now. Nico Collins, Dynamic Brown. So he went hard after wide receivers.
I like Tylan Wallace at 4-1. That's nice.
4-1. That's pretty good value.
That is great value. I like Dimey at 3-4. I think that's good value too. So
there's some solid players here for sure.
And honestly, I know this again. We are divided on this one, but I think Carter at 2.7 was great for you, Aaron. That's a great pickup. There's just not a lot of competition there. He could be launched into a starting role right away.
He could be the 1.01 next year, man.
That seems like an overstatement. Next.
Next, we are looking at Chade. Mr. Chade. I know he's been making some moves lately. He got our Armani. Is it Armani?
I think it's
Amari Rogers. So
and something called Roundtree, which is hilarious because when you imagine like a round tree, you don't think of like a really fast human, but I think that guy's actually pretty fast.
Maybe really fast. I don't know.
Or maybe he's just like really sturdy, like a round tree.
You got Ian Buck. You know, he's thinking he's going to take over for Jameis and Taysom Hill.
Also, Seth Williams at 5'5". I think that's actually a really high upside dart throw.
Yeah. I mean, imagine if so he's got Amari in case Aaron stays in Green Bay, but he also has Seth in case Aaron goes to
He's
Denver.
A genius. Chade, you're a genius.
He knows what he's doing.
We don't even call you by your real name. We just call you Chade, but you are a genius.
Genius. All right, next. Let's see where we're at. We're like real Ryan Sharp.
Not the fake Ryan Sharp.
The real one.
What do we call him Jerry, though?
Jerry.
Because there's too many Ryans.
Jerry, yes. He got 4 guys. He got Herbert and Tremble and Darden and Felton.
I was targeting Herbert late.
You were?
I was, yeah.
But you didn't
fall if you want to make a trade, call me.
That's your man right there.
Call me.
All right.
Otherwise, not much to see here. You got some late picks, but you did what you could. You got your value. Sunshine,
Sunshine did not make a pick.
Sunshine stayed out of the action. He wanted nothing to do with it.
And so did Carlos.
Coach.
Toro.
I would have thought you, of all people who owned so many first-round picks, would have just – no, I'm –
Well, he tried. Remember? He said, I'm going to give all my fab and Taysom Hill for this pick or something. But
it just didn't work. People saw right through it. They knew Taysom Hill was – he was backing up Jameis Winston.
Well, I think he's going to make like $50 million or something.
Like 100, isn't it?
I don't know.
It's something ridiculous.
He's got some kind of fake contract that's.
Yeah, so Taysom Hill's laughing at. He's laughing at us.
Yeah, he's laughing at us. So that's what we got. Any other thoughts?
Did Russ pick? Did we already see Russ?
Russ
had 2/5. Way to go. You take what you can get, man. Yeah. You had the first and the last pick of the 5th round. And I'll be honest, I don't know who either of those guys are.
Yeah, you got a Minnesota guy, and then he finished with Mr. Irrelevant. Mr. something Patterson. I don't know.
James Patterson writes novels.
Yes.
But now he's a running back for Washington, which is excellent news for his career.
Jarrett
Patterson. Yep. Makes a little more sense than James Patterson.
Playing for the Washington football team, which whenever I see that, I always think it says WTF, but it says WFT. Anyway, that's kind of what happened.
That's it. That was the draft. Now, I want to say the biggest winner of the draft was clearly Wally. Do you agree? Yeah. I mean, he had all the stock at the top.
Yeah, he got some great – what do you get? Yeah, 3 top 7 players. Right.
Who do you think was the biggest steal of the draft?
Probably Fields at 6. I mean, I feel like that's kind of the end of the tier, but either Fields or maybe Etienne.
Etienne at 7 is really nice.
Yeah, who's your biggest steal?
I want to say Carter at 2.07. I think Aaron nailed it on that one.
Oh, nice. Well, Aaron, you know who to go to if you want to trade Carter.
But don't ask for Trey. He's off limits. Sorry.
Yeah, not trade, but you can ask for a couple first rounds that he doesn't have. So.
All right.
Cool.
Well, stay, Star Wars-y or whatever.
Yeah, stay safe.
I don't have a good Star Wars thing for you right now.
Yeah. May the Force be with you, always. And
but not COVID.
Yeah, not COVID.
Don't let that be with you.
Well, the Force can kind of make
maybe the Force could be like a mask.
Yeah.
That you don't have. So maybe if you're not wearing masks anymore,
Yeah.
it's like you have the force that's protecting
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. And if you chose not to get the vaccine, the force could keep you.
It's the midichlorians.
Yeah.
They're protecting you.
Anyway, well, thanks, guys. Have a good one, and we will talk to you later.